Here are the variables used for the code. First one is double monthly budget. This indicates the user's monthly budget. Next is double weekly expenses. It is the amount of expenses the user typed. Double remaining budget indicates the remaining budget of the user after the monthly budget and weekly expenses is subtracted. Double double total expenses is the sum of all 4 weekly expenses of the user. Double percentage budget is the percentage of used amount of the user based on the monthly budget. String spending behavior is the variable for indicating for the spending behavior of the user.
For my part, I will explain how the program gets the monthly budget and checks if the input is valid. First, the program asks the user to enter their monthly budget using system out print. Then scan next double reads the number entered by the user and start it in the monthly budget variable. After that, the program uses an if statement to check if the monthly budget is less than zero. If the user enters a negative value, the program displays please enter valid budget. The continue statement makes the program go back to the beginning of the loop and ask for the monthly budget again. If the value is valid, the program continues to the next part, which is entering the weekly expenses. Yun lang po.
In this code block, I will only be explaining the for loop. First is the initialization, which is 1. And then the condition is index is less than or equals to 4. And then it increments by 1 each time. Inside the for loop, it will print out week and then the iteration of the index and then expenses. The user as will input the weekly expenses, and then this print also will iterate by 4 because the condition for the loop is 1 is less than or equals to 4. So it will print out your week 1, and then your week 2, your week 3, and then your week 4.
Okay, so we will be discussing the while statement. And so for the while statement, we will be checking for the value of the weekly expense, which is going to be inputted by the user. And next, we will be checking if the value of the weekly expense is under zero or a negative number. And if it is a negative number, then we will print out enter valid expenses and the script will go and continue.
Next, we calculate the percentage of the budget that was used. We divide the total expenses by the monthly budget, then multiply it by 100 to get the percentage. After getting the percentage, we use an if-else statement to evaluate the user spending behavior. If the percentage is 70% or below, it is excellent budget management. If it is 90% or below, it is moderate spending. If it is above 90, it is over budget.
Okay, so now we will try the output of our program. First, we will try 10,000 as our monthly budget. Then 2,000, 2,500, 2,500, then 2,000. So as you can see here, shows the remaining balance is 3,000 because of this one. Then total budget is 10,000 as I've input earlier. Then total spending is the sum of week 1 to week 4 expenses. Then the remaining balance, which is 3,000 from the total budget, and then percentage use. So our spending evaluation is excellent budget management, as I as explained earlier this part. So the output, for the output, it prints out the monthly summary report and prints out the variables, monthly budget, total expenses, remaining budget, percentage budget, and spending behavior. Then closes the scanner.
What's up everybody, so today I'm gonna explain what the loop function does and the error handling, which is this try and catch block. Catch block. So first let's move here. So this comment says user input with data validation, meaning this loop just wants the user to enter a valid input. The expression of the loop is true, meaning I want to run the code until I decide whether should I terminate it. So try block basically means I just want to run this code, and catch block, no, as you can see we have here exception e, so meaning the exception e exception uh the exception is oh let cut me cut. So now let's move ahead here in catch block. So inside the parentheses we have this exception and the e. So basically the e is the variable where you should store the exception. So exception means no, catch this exception, but it is better to specify the specific exception instead of using this exception keyword. So inside that catch block we have here scan that next line, and it says it consumes new line if data is invalid. So what does that mean? So if we remove this line, the program will look forever. Will look forever as it don't consume the new line. So if I remove this and run this now, and then input a invalid input such as string, because I want the program to ask the user for double or integer. But if I was put a string, this will learn forever. So so as you can see, it is looping. Cut. So as you can see, it is looping now. So as you can see, it's looping. As you can see, it's not out. So as you can see, it's looping infinity. So let's terminate this program and then get back that line. So if I run this again and enter a invalid input, no. So basically, it just want to ask again for monthly budget. So basically, the continue means I want to ask. It's like it's like I want to ask again if the input is invalid. So as you can see, we have the break statement here. After all this exception, after all this try, black succeed to succeed in ulit. Cut. So basically, this breaks. So as you can see here in break statement, ulit. As you can see here in break statement, as you can see, we have here a break keyword. No? Oh, ulit yun. Now, as you can see, we have here a break keyword. No? Basically, what this does is after the try block, after it succeed to user input, it will break the loop. As we said here, the while loop, and the expression is true. I want the program is I want the program to run forever, infinitely until I decide when to terminate it. So I want to terminate using break keyword. I want to terminate the program if try block is succeed to user input. That's all.
So, to so our program is a monthly budget tracker that helps the user monitor and manage their expenses. At the beginning of the program, users asked to enter their monthly budget, and we made sure that the input is valid by not allowing negative numbers or any invalid inputs. After that, the program asks the user to enter their expenses for 4 weeks. Each weekly expenses is also checked to make sure that the amount entered is valid, and all the expenses are added together to get the total spending. Once all the expenses are entered, the program calculates the remaining balance by subtracting the total expenses from the monthly budget. It also calculates the percentage of the budget that has been used. Based on the percentage, the program evaluates the user's spending behavior as excellent budget management, moderate spending, and over budget. Finally, it displays a summary report containing the total budget, total spending, remaining balance, percentage used, and spending evaluations. Overall, our program shows how Java can be used to create a simple and useful system for tracking and managing monthly budget. That's all. Thank you.